And Ms. Murphy, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any statements you make during these hearings today in these two cases will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? There's a first amended motion to revoke probation. I guess that's the most recent one filed
Yes.
here in 1187 of it. Does the defendant waive a formal reading of this? Can we proceed in summary?
Yes, sir.
In summary, this states that on June 10th of this year, 2024, in this court, you were placed on 10 years deferred or unadjudicated probation for the third degree felony of assault on a public servant. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
The First Amendment. This allegation alleges that you committed the offense of assault on a public servant on or about August 13th, 2024 in Jefferson County, Texas. And that allegation is represented in this new indictment for CR 1984. Do you understand that a knowing and voluntary plea of true to one or more violations of probation, that is enough to grant this motion to revoke probation by a preponderance of the evidence or greater? Your probation can be revoked. You can now be found guilty and sentenced up to the full range of punishment, which is no less than 2 nor more than 10 years confinement. Knowing that, do you insist on pleading true today?
All right, guys, listen up. Today, we're diving straight into the courtroom drama around Miss Murphy's probation revocation. She's being questioned on allegations of assault on a public servant while already on deferred probation for a similar offense. The stakes? She faces up to 10 years behind bars if found guilty. The court lays out the facts, making it crystal clear. You break the law again, and probation's off the table. Miss Murphy insists on pleading true, knowing full well what that means for her future.
I find you pleading true voluntarily. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading true. There's an agreement that's been reached. It says the sentence shall run concurrently. That's all it says. What is?
It should be 10 years deferred probation.
She's already on.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're just sending her to safety. On the new case, she's being put on 10 years deferred probation to run concurrently with this MTRP. And we're placing her back on probation and sending her to safety.
This motion.
She did commit another assault on a public servant.
Yeah, let me go through it. And then, so thereafter, on August 13th of 2024, as she's admitted, she committed another assault on a public servant while she's on deferred or unadjudicated probation for the same thing. And we're not changing her status from deferred. How many free ones do they get?
Just this one.
No. The public servants are protected by me. When you assault them, it's like you slap me in the face. It has accountability. I'm not saying we need to put her in prison, but deferred is not going to be allowed anymore. She's lost that opportunity.
Now, this isn't just some slap on the wrist. The judge isn't playing games. Assaulting a public servant is serious business. They're not buying any excuses or second chances. The probation's revoked, and the harsh truth hits. No more deferred leniency. The message is brutal. Public servants are protected, and anyone who thinks they can get away with assaulting them is dead wrong. You mess with the system, you pay the price, period.
Because what's good for one's good for all. But a public servant, again, the same kind of thing. You knew we made a big deal about it and that it was forbidden. So yet, go back and do it. I'm not going to do that. Now, I like the safety idea and all, but it's going to have to maybe be evolved to a regular probation, maybe.
You're talking on, excuse me.
Can it be?
And on the old case, it would just be safety and continue to defer on the old case.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that.
No, I'm talking on the old case.
The old case, she was placed on deferred, and she committed a crime while on deferred, an assaultive crime on a public servant. She doesn't stay on deferred.
So that's
just not the way I do it. She knew she had been scolded the first time and yet went right back. And so y'all can come back to me later on that. Y'all, but that's not what I mean. So, okay. Thank you.
I can get with this stuff and work something out.
Mr. Rush, let me ask you something. There's an indigent form here because you just don't get free lawyers when you get in trouble. You got to pay for your lawyers, or the taxpayers, if you're unable to, you're indigent, taxpayers have to pay, which they don't find that amusing when they work and they feel like people have to, just like them, when they get in trouble, they got to take care of their trouble.
Listen, don't get me wrong, the court recognizes hardship. Miss Murphy claims disability and struggles, but the judge cuts through the noise, ambulatory and talking clear, so why no job? Everyone's got problems, but relying on government aid without trying is a choice, not a condition. This judge calls it like it is. Stop playing the victim, pick yourself up, and earn your way. Dependency isn't a right. It's a trap, and the court isn't here to feed that cycle.
You're showing zero income? You have zero income? You don't, well, I mean, where did you get your clothes?
Goodwill.
Goodwill? Where do you live? Do you pay anything at all? Well, see, I had family members who had strokes and they were employed. I mean, how did you get here today? Okay, but you're ambling about. You can walk. You're interacting with me. You seem intelligent. Why aren't you getting a job? You just don't blame it on. Everybody's got problems. You know, everybody's got a physical problem. You're not being, you know, you're not being punished in any way. You know, we got good days and bad days, but all of us are imperfect. Why aren't you working somewhere? Because look at you. You look like you're healthy and you're smart.
Actually, I'm fixing to get my disability. I just got on Medicaid. I'm pretty bad off.
What do you mean you're bad off? You're ambling about and you're speaking coherently. What's your problem?
The car wreck I got into.
Okay. Who hadn't been in a car wreck, you know?
Hospitalized.
All right, time to get real. The past isn't spotless either. Miss Murphy's criminal record includes a manslaughter charge at 19. That history haunts her, making any leniency a challenge. Deferred probation? Not guaranteed. This case is tough, no sugarcoating. The system is ready to fight and expects accountability. If she wants a trial, fine, but don't expect a free pass. Justice doesn't bend for anyone who disregards its rules.
Frontline 3 times.
Sir? Oh, no, but you're not on deathbed right now. Everybody's got problems, and sometimes people die or almost die, but they rebound. That's the way nature makes us. We're elastic almost. We can rebound. I don't understand. What are you doing about getting a job? Are you doing anything, or are you just going to take a free ride off the government money? Because I'm talking about, I have people who are paraplegics, and I can understand that. But you're ambling, you look healthy, you speak, what can't you do?
Can't be on my feet in 130, 45 minutes.
I know there are jobs where you can sit. Look at me. I'm sitting now.
I'm literally waiting on my disability.
Is that you elected to become dependent? That's a choice.
Get back on the tugboat. I can't work on tugboat.
Why can't you work? I don't understand.
Because that's what I've done all my life. Work on tugboat.
Well, you're gonna have to try something different that's you're able to do. But you want to be independent, don't you? Everybody, you have that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, I think you can be. So you had a setback. We all do. You know, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and do the best you can with what you have to work with. But I don't understand why you're just saying, I gave up. I'm not going to work. Everybody else is going to pay my way. That's.
I don't look at it. I don't look at it like it.
Okay, good. But I need you to convince me that we're not going to pay your way through this. And have you ever been in criminal trouble before?
Yes, sir. When I was 19. 40.
Well, okay, what happened at 19?
I got a head-on collision. And 5 years before.
Oh, it was manslaughter? Person died?
Here's the bottom line. There's no restitution needed for the latest case, no financial loss to victims. That's the silver lining, but it doesn't erase the crime. This is about responsibility, folks. If you're innocent, prove it. If not, face the consequences. The court's message: get out there, try harder, be independent, and make something of yourself. This isn't just about Miss Murphy. It's about everyone who thinks breaking the law is a game.
So you're not eligible for probation in front of a jury, is what you're saying. Is that right, Langston?
Yes, sir.
He's not eligible,
Yes, sir.
but this is, I mean, he's eligible for deferred.
Would you?
Well, yes, yeah, juries don't give those.
But you can tell the judge yourself because
No, y'all talk about it, but on the, and hey, if he needs a trial on it, if he's contesting it, that's his right. We defend that.
What the judge is saying.
What's the loss on this?
You cannot.
Is there a loss?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
Which one is this, Your Honor?
Well, I'm sorry, this is Mr. Rutz.
Right.
Dagan.
And that's what Mr. Part.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Dagan, what you need to do is I expect you to go out and try.
Yes, sir.
There was, I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm sorry. There was none. The ATV was recovered on it.
Okay, there's no restitution on this one. I mean, this is one that's fixable, I think, but it's y'all's deal. If you're not guilty, you're not guilty. That's the way it is. And there are options that are available, but here, this zero across the board, Dagan, get out there and try. I expect you to try. I think you're capable of, independence and also making a better life, not only for yourself, but for others too. We'll do it. All right. I'm going to give y'all 30 days, 4 weeks. Okay. On this Langston, 44 weeks. Okay.
That's fine. And I think I should
Come in and tell me where you are on this. Man, hey, Dagan, I want to get someone make a note here. I want some proof of what you're doing to find employment.
Yes, sir.
Okay, with your circumstances.
Yes, sir.
Hey, and Judge, on Miss Murphy, I did go and talk to Miss Dobbs. If you don't mind, can you please give me 4 weeks?
You got it.
And I can make it happen. But Jones was all paperwork.
Get a resetting here, Mr. Rutz, from that way. Thank you. Okay, who do you have here?
He's all done.
Jordan.
So what's next? The judge gives a 4-week window for Miss Murphy to prove she's serious about turning her life around, show some proof of job hunting, any sign of effort, or face the full weight of the law. This isn't a suggestion, it's a final shot. Time's ticking and the court isn't waiting. It's time to act or the consequences will be harsher than ever. No more excuses. End of story.